Okay, so the lateral drop, the easiest way to learn it in the beginning is to have the low impact. That's how I'm going to show it anyway, because we don't have a lot of mat space. It's real good. It's high percentage. You want to get your underhook and your overhook. So I always mention this because I see it all the time. People try to like jump in and then all of a sudden do their throw. And it's not going to happen like that. You're going to put yourself in a lot more danger than you actually throwing somebody. I want to come in, you know, trade grips. That's going to happen. So we come in here, you know, and I just start working on my grips. I got an underhook and wrist control. I would prefer the elbow, so I'm going to work into that, right? She's usually going to pummel, so she might get an underhook, and I'm going to get an underhook, and we're going to wrestle around, right? So your goal is going to be an underhook and an overhook, which is pretty normal. She has the same thing on me, right? She has an underhook and she has an overhook. So there's a really common position to end up, and that's one reason I like the lateral drop. It's easy to get to. It's non-threatening for the other person because they have the exact same thing that you have. From here,
wait, don't throw her. You're going to land on top of your cat. Move the cat.
From here, what I like to do is give a little push, okay? A real slight push. I'm not going to go like this, like I'm going to run her over, because that's giving her what I'm looking for, okay? I'm looking for, after I push, for them to push back, okay? And that's when I would fire. That's when I would go. When I push, like I said, it can't be a big push. It just has to be little, and then know that they're going to push back into you. Don't wait, right? If I push and then I wait, okay, now she pushed. Now it's too late because she stopped pushing. So I have to push and then I perform my throw. Okay, from here. In the beginning, this is how I want you to do it. And then we're going to up the impact later. We'll do that when we get back into the gym. So I perform the push, right? My underhook, I'm going to use my lead leg, okay? My lead leg is in front with my underhook. When I push and I'm getting ready for the push back, I start to sit. So you're going to sit right to your butt, right? Push, sit. They feel like their push made you trip or fall. I'm sitting to my butt. My overhook, I'm going to pull, and my underhook, I'm going to lift. Okay? Usually they'll fly north-south, but I'm going real easy. And now I sit through into Kesagatami. So come in, work your grips, underhook, overhook, push with my lead leg in front. When they push back, I sit, pull, and lift. Sit through, and Kesagatami.
So you lateral drops yourself.
Huh?
Your lateral drops style, right? Lateral.
Yeah. Lateral is side. All right.
So,
let's see that.
So in this case here, if I have my underhook on the right, on my right side or his left, my right foot is forward.
Right.
And I'm falling down to my left butt cheek.
Yes.
So I'm here. I want to get this. Can you see us okay?
Yep.
Okay. I'm looking for this, not this. But
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, so I'm pushing forward, he's pushing back, and
Yep. And that's when you sit. See how your butt never touched?
that's wrong.
Right. You're using all your upper body there. The lateral drop, you're not going to use, I mean, we always use our muscle, right? We use our muscle to move. But you're literally not going to use any muscle. You're going to use the sitting motion and them falling, and then you're turning your body is what throws them. You're not going to have to force it. Yeah, see? That was a lot of less effort, right?
No, it was effortless.
Yeah.
Completely
Yeah. That's why we push, because we're getting them to get some momentum going.
No, I'm gonna, it doesn't be fun. Just don't go to the board. Okay. I'm gonna end it with you. Okay. So I'm here, I push forward, he pushes back,
Right.
right?
You should be sitting.
Here.
Yeah. Eventually, we're going to escalate that into more of a throw than what that is. But that will work right there. That'll work in jiu-jitsu. That'll work in wrestling. Later, though, we'll escalate it into a higher impact throw. But for now, that's perfect.
Right? No. He drank a little too much last night.
Oh, no.
He had some friends come over and there was some drinking going on till almost 4 in the morning.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, exactly.
Allegedly.
You sure you want to come home? Okay. Yeah, I like that. Because I'm sitting. Now you can turn that into a full mount, right?
When you throw it in the real situation, they're going to be more north-south than side control. And so mount isn't really there. But you could always mount after.
Okay.
Yep. What else? We could do another takedown if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, there was something I saw. So we're here, okay, and then none of the push. Come down and then take down. There was a takedown, if I remember, from here, turning this into a choke as I'm taking him down.
Which direction? Where do you land? There's a few things you can do with that.
I'm here, and I'm taking him down. No, not on top of me. Sideways.
Okay, like throwing over your shoulder?
Well, actually, let me see. So, yes.
Okay. That's going to be difficult if you don't have any type of foot sweep in there. Unless you do more of a back arch type throw, then they could go over your shoulder and that'd be more like a wrestling throw. And you could definitely throw someone that way. It is more difficult and you need to have good back arch. You need to have practice that. But I have a really good takedown that you could do with that same grip. There's actually a couple that aren't too hard. I'll show you one. We're going to use an ankle pick. Okay. So I have the front headlock. And go ahead and hold the tricep like you were. That was really good. And I'm going to use my other hand just to check her tricep in the beginning, just to make sure I still have a hold of it, right? So I'm just here, but I'm also like helping with the other hand, right? You can lock, but I'm about to use my hand, so I'm not gonna spend my time locking. I'm just gonna check. Now, what I want to do is create some tension, and I want that foot. So I'm gonna kind of move backwards and get it a step forward. See that? Now the tension comes when I bring my shoulder, which is right over the back of her head, towards her heel, and I'm gonna cup her heel. Now I pull that towards me, and you see we end up here. She's a little twisted up. I want side control, so I'm gonna let her tricep go and lift her foot till I get to the side control. From there, you can do what you want.
Well, that looks good.
You can do that from the sprawl when you're throwing.
From a sprawl, you're gonna be breaking their base down. they probably wouldn't be standing anymore, but you could
Right.
hit it while they stand, right? If you allow them to stand and you keep the front headlock grip, then you can shoot right into an ankle pick. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good one. So we're here. Maybe I snapped her down, right? So a way to get this is they're tired, they're hanging their head a little bit, and I snap down, right? They're gonna wanna posture up, but I catch the front headlock. From here, I circle away, so she steps, and I come down and grab that heel. I wanna keep everything tight until I start driving in, and then I feel like my grip is on the tricep is stopping me. That's when I let go. Okay? From here, side control. So if she was to shoot and I was to sprawl, it would be different, right? Boom. I broke her base down, and I can't really get an ankle here, but I can lock this up, and if I feel her trying to stand, I can allow it, bring her up, get her to step, take her back down, right?
Right.
So you could do that.
Now, when she was on her knee, could you have grabbed her knee and brought it towards you?
You got her in turtle. So remember, think jujitsu. We got her down, right? We wanted her down. Once she's down, what's the next thing that we want? We want to get their back. So I would start going for their back, right? Or we want to submit them, right? Either position or we're going to submit. So I either go for the back or I work one of my submissions from the front headlock.
Better late than never. Oh, yeah.
I just fixed it and she jumped up there again. So, yeah, let's try that.
You guys already started?
What?
Here, I go this way. Correct? I'm grabbing which ankle?
Opposite.
So this ankle
Yeah.
here. So this ankle here.
Right. You need to drop down to your knees. You drop down.
Doing like an ankle pick?
Yeah, ankle pick using a front headlock.
So, but the position, that position I had wasn't good. I wanted,
You got to get them to step.
so I wanted to step this way,
The one that you're grabbing, you want them to step. So you move away from it.
right here.
Now drop down.
So I want him to step right here. This is
So-
it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. His whole body and leg is stronger than just your reached out extended arm, right? So what do we need to do? We need to drop our entire body weight into grabbing the ankle, right?
To go heavy on.
Well, I don't reach for the ankle. I bring myself to it.
Estamos trabajando, ¿qué estás haciendo? Retíralo para allá. Vete, vete.
Right, so I got here. Actually, you can step.
Drop down to your knees.
Yeah, so I go heavy.
Yeah, see? Now you got to get him to step first, but that was already better, right?
So the thing is that when I get that position, I gotta drop my body almost to my knees.
You're going to bring your body weight and his head, right, to his heel.
Yeah.
You're going to get all the weight on his heel. That way he can't step back.
You're not putting your foot on your knee, are you?
Watch. I'll do it again.
Try doing it a little faster, Juan. So you might be able to feel it better.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have the front headlock. I get him to step. Now look, I bring everything down to here. I go all my body and everything down to the heel.
Oh, okay, okay. So I'm here.
So here, ready? You looking?
No, he's not.
All the way down.
He didn't watch that at all.
They didn't see it? That's why they keep messing it up.
So I need to bring my whole body down.
Yeah. Now you got to grab the heel. It's an ankle pick, right? Your hand was like behind the knee or something.
No, it was on his ankle.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it like on his Achilles.
Yeah. You want to grab no higher than the ankle.
Right here. So I really want it on the heel then. So I want to bring it here. And then I'm going too soft with him.
What's
I don't
that?
know why.
You can't really go, you can't try to be careful or soft, right? So like Rita, I did the move, she said suave, smooth, right? But you can't. Like what you did there, you stutter stepped and then you kind of like slowly tried to get down and reach, but that doesn't work. That's not how the move works, you know?
No, I'm catching you with my knee.
You should feel, Lucas, you should feel like you're stuck on your heel and you can't get your foot up, right? And then
Okay.
So he's lifting his leg up and catching me in this position.
I'm catching you with my knee up. What he's saying.
How do I keep his knee from going like this into basically?
Because you're not ankle picking his leg high enough.
Ah,
Pick up his leg, that's not going to happen. Lift it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was better. I mean, yeah, right. It would have been hard to catch me, but
right.
Like everything, these take practice, you know.
okay.
I can tell he's not a joke.
Takedown people underestimate is just like when you get behind the person and you just take them down to turtle. You could do that from the front headlock too. So with that grip that you have on the tricep, I really like. It's really easy for me to drag this. See what happened? She gives her back, right? So I'm here, I drag and reach around to the back. Once I'm to the back, I want to get my hips under their hips, look up, straighten up, and use your knee to tap their knee. They go to turtle, and then you start attacking the back. Over here, front snap down, front headlock, drag, get the back, right? They're afraid you're going to slam them. So when I pick up and tap the knee, they're happy to catch themselves. And then I take the back. Let's try that.
So I drag him.
Yeah, just drag it. See how you get the back?
Right.
You can get any body lock you like.
Suplex.
Yeah. That's what they're worried about. They're worried you're going to try to suplex them. So you pick them up and then tap their knee with your knee. There you go. And then you start working the back. If you don't get the back, you get side control or mount, right?
Yeah.
So the main thing is we were trying to get them down. We don't need in jiu-jitsu. I could do like a wrestling 5-point throw. I could do a judo ippon. It doesn't matter. I get 2 points no matter what, right? So most effective way to take them down is the best way. You get 2 points. They're down. That's what you wanted. It didn't need to be fancy. It didn't need to be a lot of effort, right?
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't there, you showed us from here to, if you're able to trap this hand.
Then you should take them to the trapped side, right? If you take him to the right, he can't catch himself. If you take him to the left, there's a chance he can defend. Yep.
So I think I'm
Is there a leg lock there, Brian?
Yes, actually there is.
Is there really?
Yeah, there is.
Like this, and then
Is it there? Yeah, let me see. Let me just check. You can see my heel here.
I can
Is it
see
there?
everything. Yeah.
From-
Yeah. So if you're going to do that one first, Juan, if you're gonna do that one, step around to your left side of him, and then stick your foot out. Yep. Step even more though, with your left. Like you're gonna try to step all the way around in front of him. Yeah, and then trip.
Sit.
But block the far leg, the one that your foot was already near. You don't have to move all your feet, just the one. Yeah.
I'm doing this leg,
Right.
but this leg.
But you got to get yourself out of the way. He's going to fall backwards, but you're behind him. So you
Fine.
get to the side. Now he's going to land not on you.
Sit.
Boom. And then
You will not fall.
keep
like
your
that.
grips. It's okay to fall. It's okay to get your knees, right? Don't worry. Like a lot of these techniques, it looks like you're trying to stay on your feet. It's ground fighting. There you go. That was good.
Now, isn't your own arm trapped underneath his though?
Yeah, so it's going to hurt him more than me.
Okay.
Imagine your rib lands on a 4-inch piece of wood, right?
4-inch.
24-inch python. It hurts them more than it hurts you. You know?
Let's see him, Rita.
No,
I saw you flipping tires.
I'm tired.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I couldn't do the class yourself.
Recess.
Oh, you're doing that.
Class yourself.
Wait, how big is your tire?
What's that? She has truck tires in the backyard.
Yeah, we have one, but it's only like 220 pounds.
No, I think, no, it's actually 146. Wait.
Oh, you have 1 foot. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing. You need a big one.
So here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yep. Yeah, don't be afraid of your arm being stuck underneath them. That's always more uncomfortable for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I look at my elbow and fall on top of it into the ground.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, don't catch yourself on your elbow. You know?
Yeah, that would be.
Yep.
Yeah,
And the only time I would worry about them landing on my arm being under them while I'm doing a throw is if, like, let's say you're on the street, right? And the sidewalk's all messed up. It's broken. It's all at different angles and stuff like that. That could do damage to your arm. But if the ground is flat, they're going to land flat on top of you. Nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Because their arm would hit the ground before yours does.
Yeah, just the surface of the floor, the ground might change things, but
that is.
then you would let go, right? But if you're in a tournament, you're in a match, right? The mat's flat, you know, you want the points and you're going to continue the match once they hit the ground. You want to make sure they stay on the ground and that you're on top. So you want to hold on.
Coach, are you sweeping when you get there, or is that foot stable just to push them over? Are you actually going like that to the foot?
No. So you got to think more about leverage and less about being physical. What's happening is your body weight is dragging him over your foot. So all you're doing is making sure you're connected, that you're not letting go. So your grips, you're going to hold and you're going to squeeze tight enough to stay connected to them. You're going to block the foot, so the foot's not going to leave his heel. So that's going to stay active. But then the rest of it is just you dropping down. When you drop down, your body weight brings him down. So you don't have to throw him. Right? So don't think of a throw as in I take somebody and I throw them, right? A throw is all body weight and mechanics. That's what's going to throw people, right? Because we're in a fight and we need to save energy, right? So even if I was strong enough, like Ultimate Warrior, I bench press him a few times and then toss him. Even if I was that strong, I wouldn't do it, right? We're going to use our body weight because the fight's going to continue and I need to conserve, right? I need to save my energy so I can keep fighting.
And when
You
you're
gotta-
doing that one, you
But I think of leverage.
If you get your foot behind like their heel, you want to drop down or just go sideways?
Yeah, drop down. the sit and sideways, a little bit of both.
Right, because I don't want to be too high up, right?
Right. Yep. Think of it like your body weight is dragging them down.
So here, go back a little bit. I'm sitting down.
And then make sure you're ending in a good position. So you're transitioning to your knees after.
I could have sat a little bit more to end up more.
Right. And the more you step around to the side of them, the easier that will be. He's still like trying to throw them down. You're still trying to throw them down a little bit.
That would suck. I need to find somebody here in this bad neighborhood of mine. Some of these condo commandos and HOA commandos and throw them around a little bit.
Yeah, I think the problem is you like your partner too much. Try not to hurt them.
Yeah, that happens. You know, when we're learning moves, you know, one not as much as some people, but a lot of new people, they're trying to be nice, and you know, the moves aren't nice. It's fighting, right? And so it's designed in a way that it has to be done in a certain way. And if we're too careful, sometimes we can hurt ourselves more, right? Like a knee on belly, and you're trying to not put your knee on their belly. You're just trying to hover in the air above their belly. You're actually putting a ton of stress on your knee. You're actually hurting yourself because you're not trying to put weight on them, you know? So there's a lot of cases like that, and takedowns too. In fact, I've seen more people get hurt because of people hesitating and trying not to hurt the person when they do a throw, right? A good throw, some of the most beautiful, biggest throws don't hurt, right? The guy lands and it didn't hurt. It's when the person gets thrown awkwardly, the person didn't do the throw right, that's when you see the people get hurt. But a good like wrestling throw, 5-point, they're going from their feet, flying through the air, and they kind of like do a forward roll into like a stop fall or break fall, right? So they end up not hitting their head, barely the back of their neck and shoulders, and then the rest of their body hits. It doesn't hurt, you know? But when the person like and like jaggedly throws the person, that's gonna hurt them. You know what I mean? And so when you hesitate, that's what happens. The throw becomes jagged. It's not smooth anymore. You want a natural arc. Same with the judo throws. The judo throws, you know, you're using leverage and you're using technique. If you start like hesitating, a lot of them are sacrifice throws. So if you're not sacrificing, if you're not committing your own body weight and movement, then the throw's not going to work, you know, and there's the potential to get hurt.
So that's what they mean about the sacrifice throw. Is
Sacrifice
that you're
means,
throwing your own body weight.
yeah, sacrifice means
Okay.
if you let go, you would land in a bad spot.
Right.
You're sacrificing yourself. Like you're committing to the throw.
Right.
If it fails, you fail, right?
Right.
It's a sacrifice.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because like I said, watching that video, I heard that, and I wasn't
Yeah.
sure what
That's
they
how you
meant by
want to think of it that way, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was for me really awkward in the beginning for judo. Being a wrestler and learning judo, I felt very vulnerable on a lot of the judo throws because a lot of them are sacrifice throws. And I had a hard time learning them in the beginning until they told me, like, you got to sacrifice. You just have to. I'm like, yeah, but I feel so off balance. Like, I feel like I'm going to fall. And they're like, yeah, you are, unless you do the throw, you know? And
Right.
so that's how I learned it too. It's like I had to accept that it was a sacrifice throw, you know?
Right.
And I'm going to be off balance because I'm putting them off balance. And so that's why sometimes when I show the takedowns in class, I'll express like, hey, this is really hard to show without actually doing it. Because if you're doing it right, there's only one way it can go, and that's they're getting thrown and you're going with them, you know?
Right.
And so it's hard to like partially show some of the throws. It's hard to, like here where I was saying, you can't just kind of squat slowly and think it's going to work. You got to shoot into it. You know, that's how it works. So that's the thing with some of the takedowns. That's how they are. You know, not all of them. But. And so again, you're trying to be nice to the guy. You're actually more likely to hurt him or yourself, you know, on some of these higher impact throws. Sometimes it's better just to do it, you know.
Right.
That's what the mat's good for. My first day learning freestyle and Greco, we pulled out the mats, and the coach was like, all right, guys, I want you to throw yourself on that a bunch of times. Just like try to hurt yourself, you know, because what he wanted us to throw ourselves on the back of our neck, like backward, like just fall awkwardly a bunch of times so we could see that you're not going to get hurt, right? Because just like if the throwing person hesitates, if the person getting thrown, because we're practicing, we're supposed to let them do it, but now we're like like afraid to get thrown. Now we're gonna mess up their throw. The throws are designed in a way that we know the person's gonna fight us. We know the person's gonna be in motion. They're not gonna be sitting there like scared to get thrown, right? If that was the case, I would just, you know, blast double them or something, you know, I'm going to go in a different direction. But for the throw, we want someone committed to us. We want some push and pull. We want some motion. And then, so he needed us to know that, hey, you're not going to get hurt. I did the same thing with our guys. When I got the crash pads, I'm like, throw yourself on the mat. I want you to just do a flip, throw yourself on the mat. I want you to feel that it doesn't hurt. So that way, when we do practice the throws, nobody was going to get hurt because we all know, hey, nothing's going to happen. You know, he's going to throw my feet over my head. I'm going to land on my back. I'm not going to get hurt because you need that commitment, you know?
So 5 points, are those legal in jiu-jitsu?
Yes. So
Really?
that's a big, what do you call it? Misconception. A lot of people have, because people see that and go, oh, he slammed him, right? So the word slam is when I change the trajectory of the throw, or I increase the momentum, right? The landing. I'm adding intent to the impact. Where a 5-point throw is an arcing, it's a natural arcing motion, and that's totally legal, right? So I can't spike or slam. Spike is when they get smacked on their head or neck, like directly. But a 5-point, they're flipping and rolling over the back of their shoulders and everything, right? So there's no intent to hurt. Where and then the slam, same thing. So if I start a 5-point throw and then all of a sudden try to drop them, that's change of direction, and that's a slam. So yes, 5-point throws are throws, right?
Arsenio, you remember Thomas' takedown? Thomas, when he did a takedown, he threw the kid. And he
So-
was-
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
that
one,
wasn't really that, yeah.
yeah, that one was a simple mat return.
I was going to say, I didn't think it was, a throw either,
Yep.
or a slam.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I was saying in the other video. You pick and choose your battles. You know, I'm not going to argue with the ref. We had more matches that day. You know, I don't want to be on his bad side.
Essentially, it's what you were just showing Juan with taking the knee, tapping the knee.
Yeah.
That's like a mat return.
Yep. Yeah. That's totally legal. It's allowed. There's no slam. The kid landed on his hands and knees. He landed in turtle position. He wasn't hurt, you know. What happened is the ref got caught up in the oohs and the ahs of the crowd. And then the open eyes, like, was that a slam? And then he had to make a decision, right?
Right.
So there's not much you can do. You know, you just kind of got to, like I said, choose your battles.
Yeah. So it's something with like that might be better to trap an arm So they go to their, go straight to their stomach, maybe that type of.
Ref would have called it the same,
Oh, you think so? Really?
So his reasoning was,
Oh, the kid's feet.
I don't know
I
if
think
I
the
want to
kid's
say the
feet left the ground
organization.
too.
I don't know if I want to say the organization, but the organization, he said that they have a specific rule that if it's belly to back, that you have to sit. You can't lift the guy. So basically pulling the back control, I guess, is what they want to see.
Right.
Which is a weird rule, because belly to front, they're a lot more likely to get hurt from that move.
Right.
So it is what it is. I feel like it was a mistake, and the other kid's coach was actually a wrestling coach as well, and he's like, I thought it was fine. I just didn't know if it was allowed or not. That's all I asked, if it was allowed, and he's like, but I thought it was okay.
Right.
Because like it's, we looked at each other. I'm like, that wasn't a slam, And then
Right.
I looked at he had the USA Wrestling logo on his, it was either a jacket or polo, I forget. I'm like, oh, you're a wrestling coach. That's not a slam. He's like, yeah, I know. So
Yes.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.